Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was an old miller who had 3 sons. Upon his death, he left them all he had. To the eldest son, he left his meal. To the second, he left his donkey. And to the youngest, he left nothing but a cat. The youngest son, disheartened by the meager inheritance, lamented his fate. "My brothers can work together and earn a living," he said. "But what can I do with only a cat? Once I've eaten him and made a muff from his fur, I will surely starve." The cat, who had been quietly listening, looked up at him and said, "Do not be so forlorn, master. If you provide me with a bag and a pair of boots, I will show you that your lot is not so unfortunate as it seems." Surprised to hear the cat speak, the miller's son obliged, thinking there was nothing to lose. Once outfitted with a fine pair of boots and a sturdy bag, Puss set off on his first adventure. Puss in Boots, as he was now known, went into the woods where he found a colony of rabbits. Using cunning and his sack, he managed to capture a fine plump rabbit. Pleased with this first success, Puss set out for the king's castle. Arriving at the grand country yard, he requested an audience with the king. Bowing low, he laid the rabbit at the king's feet and said, "Your Majesty, please accept this gift from my noble master, the Marquis of Carabas." The king, intrigued by this mysterious marquis he had never heard of, was delighted by the gift. He ordered Puss to express his gratitude to his master. For several months, Puss continued his visits to the castle, each time bringing another gift. Partridges, pheasants, and another game, all presented as offerings from the Marquis of Carabas. The king began to regard this unseen marquis with great respect and wondered if he might one day thank him in person. One day, Puss learned that the king would be traveling along the river bank in his carriage, accompanied by his daughter, the beautiful princess. Seeing this as a golden opportunity, Puss went to his master and said, "If you do as I say, your fortune is made. Go bathe in the river at the designated spot and leave the rest to me." Confused but trusting his clever cat, the miller's son did as instructed. As he bathed, the king's carriage drew near. Puss began shouting for help. "Help! Help! The Marquis of Carabas is drowning!" Recognizing the cat, who had befriended him with gifts, the king stopped the carriage and sent his guards to rescue this Marquis. The young man was pulled from the water, but the wily Puss lamented that the robbers had stolen his master's clothes while he bathed. The king, eager to meet the noble marquis and extend his hospitality, ordered a servant to fetch one of his finest suits for the young man to wear. Clothed in fine garments, the miller's son looked every inch the nobleman he was purported to be. The king invited him to join them in the carriage. While they traveled, Puss ran ahead as he encountered farmers and laborers in the fields. He instructed them, "If the king asks, you must tell him these fields belong to the Marquis of Carabas, or else suffer the wrath of the ogre who truly owns these lands." The workers, fearful of the ogre, agreed. As the king's carriage passed, they dutifully proclaimed the lands as belonging to the marquis. The king was impressed by the vastness of the marquis's holdings and marveled at his wealth and influence. Puss continued his journey, eventually arriving at a grand castle owned by a fearsome ogre, known for his ability to transform into any creature. The cat bravely approached, knowing the ogre's defeat would secure his master's fortune. "Good day, mighty ogre," Puss began. "I have heard tell of your great powers, that you can transform into the mightiest of beasts. Could you perhaps become a lion?" Puss suggested, knowing the ogre's pride would compel him. Ogre roared and with a puff of smoke transformed into a ferocious lion. The cat feigned fear and complimented the ogre further. "But surely," said Puss cunningly, "you cannot become something as small as a mouse." Falling for the trap and eager to prove his prowess, the ogre greedily transformed into a mouse. In an instant, Puss leapt upon him and devoured him, thus ending the ogre's region of terror. With the ogre gone, the castle and its lands were claimed for the Marquis of Carabas. Puss, welcoming the king and the faux Marquis, showed them around the splendid castle. The king, thoroughly impressed by the Marquis's supposed wealth and captivated by his demeanor, proposed that the Marquis marry his daughter. The young man, astounded by his good fortune, gratefully accepted. Thus, the miller's son married the princess, inheriting the castle and its lands. Puss in Boots was made a great lord, admired by all for his wit and loyalty. The young Marquis and his bride lived happily ever after. As Puss roamed the castle, his paws adorned with the finest boots ever made. And so, with cleverness and a bit of daring, Puss in Boots turned his master's fortunes around, proving that even the smallest inheritance can lead to the greatest adventure. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. See you next time everyone. Bye bye.